On today's show, Bill Wilson, our very own Mr. Murfreesboro, drops some mind-blowing fun facts about our community's rich history. Neal DiPentino, the mastermind behind our show, gives us an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at how it all began and teases what's coming up next. Plus, we're shining the spotlight on the hottest events in the borough and wrapping it up with this week's adorable Pet of the Week from Purple Paws. Good Morning Murfreesboro for Friday, February 6, 2025 begins now.
Good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Lance Chandler.
And I'm Rachel Albertson. Thanks for joining us again this week for some more things that make Murfreesboro shine.
Yeah, it's been a fun week this week. We've had all kinds of fun stuff going on around town, and we're going to
talk. And the sun was shining.
And the sun was shining, and it got warm. It felt like spring over the weekend, didn't it?
Yes, that means the bugs come back alive. Never my favorite.
I think it might have been cold enough to kill them off a little bit for a while,
or
drive them out. You know, 0-degree weather just about will do that.
Just about anything is going to go down in 0-degree weather.
That's true, like traffic.
Yes. How is the traffic?
Traffic, guys, you tell us how the traffic is. You comment and tell us what you think about the Murfreesboro traffic.
Especially that intersection by Target, Chick-fil-A, the Men's Warehouse. There's been a lot of wrecks there lately.
There's wrecks all the time. We had a wreck in our subdivision last night.
Oh, no.
A crazy thing. Person flipped their car, rolled it in a subdivision, right? And then at like 10:30 at night, our Ring camera goes off, and there's a man sprinting across our lawn, and he ran from the, I don't know the details of the story. I believe it looked like he was running from something, and if it was the accident, he was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing.
Are you going to put the footage? Do you know this man?
I can give our producer Neal the footage, and we can show it.
That's awesome. Well, what happened this weekend with you? You have some news?
Well, we do have some news. Me and my wife are having a baby.
Yes.
And we're so excited. We had a big gender reveal, and we found out we're having a boy, so I'm going to be a boy dad.
Woo!
I'm super excited. I know that's what I was hoping for. Don't let anybody tell you they don't care that as long as it's healthy, you do care. If anybody tells you that, they're lying. You care if you're having a boy or a girl, I promise you.
I think after 3 or 4 of the same, you really care whether it's a boy or a girl.
That's true. I could see that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I went to the VFW pancake breakfast over the weekend. We missed you, but we put some photos up there, and it was very deceiving. It said pancake breakfast, but there were eggs and bacon and fruit and bagels.
So I'm a member of the VFW auxiliary part of that, and I wasn't able to make it because we had a ton of family in town because we were doing our gender reveal stuff. But I heard great things, and like I heard that they had so many griddles going and so much happening at the same time that they blew a fuse and had to go throw breakers and get everything turned back on. And there was a great turnout, and they raised a ton of money. So we just thank you. If you came out to that and you know about that, then we appreciate you doing that because you really did help a good cause.
There were some guests that we had previously that were there.
Yeah.
One was Brian Morris that we had in the beginning, and then we had Elizabeth and Chad were there as well. So it was really great to see them.
From last week's episode.
Yes, and hang out and have some yummy breakfast.
Nice. I heard it was amazing. We had our meeting this past Monday, and everybody was just raving how well it went. So super excited about that.
It was really fun.
And also just a reminder, everyone, the last chance for comedy for a cause tickets. Yeah, we have that.
Yes. So, do you have any funny jokes for me this week?
I might have one. Do you know why you never iron a 4-leaf clover?
No, why?
Did you press your luck?
Oh, that's a game. That's a game.
That's a knee slapper right there.
Mic drop.
I know, right? Thank you for the mic drop. I appreciate it. Well, we have some national events and days and everything going on. So the big one this month, we're in February. We're finally in February, guys. We made it. It is Black History Month, and it's a great month that we shine light on the Black African-American community, and that we shine light on everything that they have done in history and all the good things that they bring to this world for us.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that got glossed over. They didn't, that as a group of people, they didn't get credit for. So it's nice that we are finally acknowledging some of that stuff.
It is great. And a little fun fact about me, I just, I have a background in music, and I used to produce a lot of rap music. So I just, my friends and stuff, I really enjoy that.
That's awesome. All right. It is also American Health Month. So get out there, do some steps, walk.
You did a workout one time. You did the 75 hard. Is that it?
That's hard.
Yeah. So
I did it twice.
you can start it today, right?
Yes. Yeah. And if you want some information, message me. I'll tell you how fun it really can be.
Yeah. And then we have National Bubblegum Day.
Yeah. Not my favorite one with kids. You'll see.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was a gum chewer when I was a kid. I'm still a gum chewer now. I love, smacking. Ooh.
Tomorrow is National Fly a Kite Day, so if it's not raining but windy, it's a great opportunity to get out in the grass or in a park with your kids and fly those kites.
This is a day right here that my wife will really love. It's National Reading in the Bathtub Day, but
it's a favorite of mine. It's a favorite of mine too.
Well, it's kind of like a catch-22 for her because she loves the bathtub, but she doesn't love to read.
Oh, well, since it's also National Pizza Day, you'll find me in the bathtub with a book and a slice of pizza.
There you go. Well, my wife will be just watching TikToks. That's what she does.
Well, I mean, it's her time. When you're pregnant, you can do whatever you want.
Absolutely. And then we have my favorite day because I'm a coffee fanatic. I'm probably jacked up on coffee right now. It's National Latte Day.
Yes, I'm a fan of coffee too. We're going to follow up those exciting days with celebrity birthdays, and there are a whole lot of birthdays. Today, Garth Brooks is 63.
Yep, you know what I hear? I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away.
I think Neal wanted you to sing the dance, but I thought we'd all cry, so I'm glad you went with Friends in Low Places.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I wanted to keep everybody's spirits up. The dance is such a sad song. But we have Chris Rock, who keeps everybody's spirits up. He is turning 60. Wow.
Yes,
that's
making
insane.
me feel old. I'm not there yet.
Hopefully Will Smith doesn't give him a birthday spanking.
So Ashton Kutcher is 47.
Wow, really? I love that 70s show. That's his original. Then we have Jennifer Aniston, that's 56 years old.
I tried to do my Jennifer Aniston 90s hairdo today, but I don't know if I nailed
her
it.
Her birthday's on Tuesday, so she'll be 56.
So I can do it again.
Yeah, doesn't look 56 at all, right?
Yeah. And Wednesday, we're going to be celebrating Abraham Lincoln's birthday.
And then also we have to thank our sponsors.
Yes.
Superior Overhead Doors.
Titan Media Works.
InfoWorld Social Media.
615 Insurance.
Achieve Entrepreneur Center.
And of course, Hemispheres Wine Bar, where we are.
I love this place. I absolutely love this place and all the people that work here.
Yes. So, I like to say, if you can't find anything to do in Murfreesboro, you're certainly not looking hard enough. So we want to make sure that we tell people about some of the events that are going on. We know there's a lot. People can comment below about some more. We just kind of touch on it.
Yeah. Well, the Blue Raiders, the men's team, they're on the road this week, so you can't go watch them here, but I'm sure they're streaming it somewhere. You can go check out MTSU's website. I'm sure you can find a way to watch them.
The Lady Blue Raiders are at home, and they're going to host the Kennesaw State Owls at the Murphy Center tomorrow. The tip-off is at 5. There's just 3 more home games after this, so you got to get out there, show your support, and wear that blue.
Yeah, and then MTSU is going to be a busy place this weekend and this week coming up because they have their campus where their prospects that are coming to tour the campus and stuff, where they're showing them what MTSU is all about, is tomorrow. It's a True Blue Preview Day, is what it is.
Is that just sports, or is that anybody? Do you
That's
know?
anybody. I think that's just geared around like, hey, I'm interested in being a Blue Raider. I'm going to come check out the campus, take some tours, and learn more about it. So show your hometown hospitality to these people that are coming in and give them support. We're
going to have a lot of tourists, so we got to be patient, nice, and make sure that we are nice in the traffic, right? It's a traffic
It's like one weekend where it's like graduation season in Murfreesboro.
Yes, yeah. Well, today and tomorrow, you can check out the pop-up shops at Liberty Station. That's a tongue twister. And we had Jody on the show before talking about Liberty Station. It's a wonderful place. But the pop-up shops at Liberty Station showcase unique and one-of-a-kind treasures that you don't find just anywhere. You can enjoy browsing, discover something special, feel good knowing your purchase supports a great cause, and you can say hi to Savannah at Safe and Sound Soaps if you're there for us.
Her soaps are amazing. Make sure you check them out. She'll give you good testers. Also, Rachel, you know what next Friday is? Not today, but next Friday is Valentine's Day. Do you have anything special planned with a special someone?
Oh, my special someone?
Yeah.
I do. I was generously offered tickets at a table for the S2L Black Tie Gala next week on Thursday. I'm super excited because I like to dress up and be fancy, and he likes to wear flip-flops. So this is my excuse to get everything where I get to dress fancy and we get to help a charity. And then the next day on Valentine's Day, it's my day to plan that evening.
Oh, okay. So this is the day before Valentine's Day?
Yes,
Nice.
yes,
And the
yes.
next day it's the Friday for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I found a restaurant where I can still get reservations.
Oh, yeah. I know. It's hard to find any place to get reservations in Murfreesboro. So if you're working on it right now, you need to be working on it today, if not weeks ago. For
Right,
Valentine's
and if you
Day.
find restaurants that still have reservations, tag them below so we can get them filled.
Or tag your favorite restaurant that you like to go to on Valentine's Day, or your favorite spot.
Yes.
It's a nice opportunity to find unique ways and everything to showcase the boutiques and everything in this town as well whenever we have Valentine's Day. So please shout out your favorite places that you shop for your Valentine.
And chocolate covered strawberries at the Country Gourmet are one of my favorites.
I love those. I love those so much.
All right. Well, you can also get a head start on Valentine's Day at the A Gift of Love Valentine's Gala. Married couples, this is your night. Tomorrow at the Grand Hall on South Church Street. This event is sponsored by the First Baptist Church. You can dress to impress, formal or semi-formal. They even have a Best Dressed Couple award. Tickets are $40 per couple, so get yours now and make this Valentine's Day one to remember.
Yeah, and then also you can check out Recipe for Hope with Chef Bob Burford. Help me out.
Burford.
Burford, there we go, at Liberty Station, February 12th through the 15th. Enjoy a signature grilled cheese sandwich. He's only here for 1 week, so don't miss out. Let me tell you, that sandwich, it's 3 cheeses. Those 3 cheeses, cheddar, Gruyere, provolone, topped with starch-made onion bacon jam. I mean, on a Texas toast. Oof.
That sounds really good. Really, really good. Coming up on February 22nd, we're going to remind you again about the Boro 80s Prom at the Walnut House, hosted by Wild Goose Chase Events. Now, I went, and I told you guys about this last time. I loved it. It was a great time. It's totally rad. So we're reminding everybody because the proceeds go to something that's very near and dear to us, which is Purple Paws. So Prohibition Home Brewing will be there as well. Make sure you get those tickets in advance and support.
Yeah, I've never been, like I said last week, but I hear it is a fun event to go
Totally
to.
rad.
Totally rad.
Totally rad.
Totally killer, dude.
Little Aquanet, gag me with a spoon, you know.
I watched a show yesterday where they literally said that exact same thing.
Well, I said it for real in real life.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was a little girl. She was like doing an 80s outfit on the show, and that's exactly what she said. Gag me with the spoons. That's so ironic that you said that. But there's a lot of things happening in the area, so many events that we have going on. So thank you so much for everybody that gives us these events. So make sure that you keep commenting those. We really do appreciate that. Highlight a few of your favorites. You can go back in the comments and talk about those, and stay tuned and keep an eye on what's happening next week as well.
Fantastic.
Well, we'll be right back after this brief message.
All right, welcome back. We have our first guest today, which is a repeat guest. It's Mr. Murfreesboro, Bill Wilson.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank y'all for having me.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you for being here, Bill. You were such a joy and delight last time, so we had to have you back.
Well, I just love those coffee mugs. Where did y'all get those?
Somebody dropped these off.
I have coffee in mine.
Wait.
What do you have in yours?
I have a little Jesus in mine.
And it's not baby, it's a little
It's
Jesus.
a little
but
Jesus.
Not a baby Jesus.
Everybody needs a little Jesus.
And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate it.
You have a
And
nightlight for
and
your-
we also have a nightlight for the baby. We have a little
You'll need it.
little
You'll need it.
Murfreesboro,
When the
Mr.
baby
Murfreesboro
can't sleep, put
nightlight.
it on.
Well, we are super glad to have you back. You are like the who's who of knowing what's going on in Murfreesboro.
Well, I try to be.
Yes.
It's funny because I can be watching a TV show or something, watching Good Morning Murfreesboro, and I'll get a phone call, and it's like, hey, somebody's calling from Laverne. There's a fire going on. And I'm like, I'm Mr. Murfreesboro. You need to call Laverne.
Lady Laverne.
Lady Laverne.
Lady Laverne.
Lady Laverne.
Call Mary Esther Reed. Oh, that's Smyrna. I'm sorry. I heard they were going to put a wall between Smyrna and Laverne. I heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
I'm going to leave that alone.
Okay,
I'm going to leave that
let's
alone
move
because
on.
there's been lots of news lately about.
That's right.
Well,
Yes. Anyway, so I heard that you've been an MC for the songwriters competition at Cedar Glade.
Cedar Glade. That was a blast, and there were different songwriters that came from all around. I think there were some from even out of state.
Wow.
And just a great group of people, and I had fun emceeing that down at Cedar Glade.
Yeah.
Bruce Jonathan Harmon does a great job down there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, you're a very historical person. We know this because you give us all kinds of fun history facts. You got any music history facts that go along with that type of event?
A lot of people don't know this, that Jimi Hendrix, now, Purple Haze, back in the day, he was in the military in Clarksville, and he lived in Nashville for a while, and he would journey to Murfreesboro on weekends and play at a club. It was the Cadillac Club or the El Dorado Club, and it was on Burleson Lane, right off of, not Burleson Lane, Gresham, right off of Old Nashville Highway.
Yeah.
And the building's still there. It seems like there needs to be a historical marker there. I mean, who do you know? I mean, people don't know that Jimi Hendrix, the greatest guitar player ever.
Yeah.
I mean, he had issues. We all have issues, but would come to Murfreesboro and jam out.
And you know we have all kinds of fun things that's happened in the town. Like we've had Elvis play at MTSU before. You know, like a lot of people don't know that.
I was at the concert.
Were you?
In 1975, I was 9 years old. He actually stayed at the Ramada Inn on South Church Street. And I've got a picture on Mr. Murfreesboro of him, a mass of people around him as he's coming out to get in the limo.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't get a scarf,
No.
but I do remember the concert.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And I have some bootleg music. I have a CD of where somebody, maybe I don't need to talk about this, the statute of limitations, but somebody recorded the concert in 1975 and off a cassette, and they switched it to a CD, and I have that.
Wow.
And actually, song number 18, Elvis comes out and says, I'd like to thank all you people here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. So you know it's the concert, you know what I mean?
That's fantastic.
Well, you know, people don't know that stuff, but I have connections.
You have connections. You do.
You do have connections.
You do. And what kind of connection do you have to the City Cafe?
Yeah, you know the scoop, right?
Yeah.
A little bit. Everybody thinks the City Cafe, you know, it hadn't always been where it's at on East
Really?
Main Street. It was actually up on the square. But Al Capone supposedly either ate there, had people deliver food to him out off 41. What it is, they've shut down. They've done this before. And I don't know all the story of that, but they're still trying to keep it going or at a new location. And if you want to find out, you need to talk to Nicole Simpson Connor. She has a Facebook page. I think it's called Save City Cafe. And Nicole Simpson Connor's parents were the Simpsons who used to own the City Cafe.
Okay.
So there's a group that are trying to save it. It may not be in that same location. Don't know where, but if y'all know of a place that might be good for City Cafe, comment below.
High traffic. Lots of people
Yeah.
that are hungry.
Well, it's more than just the food. You know, it's not just the breakfast. As a kid growing up, I'm 58. My birthday's March 2nd, by the way. Put that on your calendar. Anyway, my grandfather, Wilson, who was a sheriff, everybody gets tired of me telling you he was a sheriff, road superintendent. As a kid, I used to go up there and drink coffee. That's where I learned how to drink coffee. Sitting at what I call the liar's table there, the big long table where all the politicians. I'd sit up there with like the mayor, Wes Brooks, and my grandfather, different ones. And it's where local politics took place. You might even see Gladys DeMint there. Wow. If you know who Gladys DeMint was, she always carried a bag, and she was always seen around the square. And she was from the Las Casas area, and she was good about giving advice or telling who was going to win the election. But City Cafes are part of Americana. That's, you know, it's kind of like Sea Rock City, those barns.
Yeah.
City Cafe is the same as Sea Rock City, other than it's here in Murfreesboro. People come from everywhere to go to City Cafe about the stories. So it's a
well,
place where to learn about Murfreesboro.
And there's only one oldest restaurant in the state of Tennessee, and that's it. You know, like that. Once it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
And we need to remember that and try to save them as best possible.
I grew up with fishing stories, not politics.
Did you say snot?
It's not. Okay. It's not politics,
you-
fishing stories. So we would have, the fish was this big. So I understand the liar's table because that was the end of the night after we were done fishing.
Right, exactly. So where did you grow up? Was it Minnesota? Where?
No, the West Coast. I don't want anyone hating on me for saying where I'm really from, but I've been here since '07, so I've kind of acclimated. I'm not really,
So 18 years. So you're part of the reason that the traffic.
Yes, it's me.
Okay, it's all your fault.
Yeah, it's all my fault. All my
And
fault.
people like you. No, I'm kidding. We love you, everybody.
Yeah.
I love everybody.
I brought my 3 kids. They're part of the problem.
And then they're going to have kids. And
yeah.
okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Tax rates going.
I told you guys the traffic. I mean,
It's the traffic.
We're circling back to that
I know.
intersection.
People are gonna fire up in the comments. They're like, that traffic. Let me tell you.
Well, I can remember, when the interstate came through here, that's how old I am, when I-24 came through, the interchange, a lot of your businesses downtown here on the square did not want the interchange because they thought it would take business away from downtown. I still don't get that, but I guess back then you didn't have supermalls. This is the way people shop. They come down the square on Saturdays. The women would go get their dresses at Ruby's. Men would get a haircut or whittle.
Or whittle.
And tell lies. Tell stories.
Fishing stories.
Long
stories.
tail. Long tail.
Long tail.
Well, you think about it, if people are traveling, they tend to want to get off the interstate and then get right back on. And so they may not venture to the square where we know to be where you shop and get stuff. So I can understand why people would be a little nervous, but we've made it.
Yeah.
Right.
It definitely made the city grow. That's for sure.
It's historical. I'd like to see more historical science markers.
Yeah.
And that's
I would
something
love
I
that.
like to see. The Historical Society does a great job. I sat on that board for a while, and they do a great job of trying to keep history alive. And I would love to have a trolley system, or my favorite show growing up was the Mr. Rogers show.
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers.
And my grandfather's name was Fred Rogers, so for the longest I used to tell people, hey, Ma, that's my grandfather. But ADD, that's what it does to you. But I would, the trolley, used to go in the castle. Who didn't want to get on that trolley and ride through the castle? You never got to go into the castle. So I'm thinking we get a trolley, I can drive it, or maybe one of y'all can drive it, and
No,
tell
not me.
stories.
I'd
Just
drive
on
a
the
trolley.
weekends.
That's you.
Drive them over to
Oh, that
Oakland's
would be
Mansion,
great.
drive them to the battlefield. It maybe even go down to Smyrna. I don't know, Sam Davis home, but maybe just keep it Murfreesboro.
Well, one of my favorite things to do when I go to cities like Murfreesboro and we go on vacation, I love doing like the ghost tours like that. Where you
Ghost
ride the
tours are a big
trolleys,
thing.
and they talk about all the historical things, but they talk about how it's haunted because of the historical things.
Exactly. This building right here, a lot of the buildings, I'm not going to say this one, but back in the 1880s, there were saloons.
Yeah.
And then Murfreesboro had several fires in the 1880s, 1890s. So you can go under some of these buildings that they're rehabbing and see the charred wood from those times. But it's a progressive. And West Main Street had a meeting in the middle of it, going all the way across. I've got some photos of West Main, and you can see if you go across Broad Street, right in front of Main Street, the music place, the road is it's wider.
Interesting.
So it's been there for years. So.
Interesting.
And maybe we could bring the train back. Murfreesboro first saw the train, I think it was the 1850s. So maybe we could get something where you take a train and ride to Nashville, get dropped off, and then come back. I think that'd be cool.
That would
I
be
like
really
They're
cool.
talking about it for years.
I'm down with the trolley, especially on art crawls like they do in Franklin. Not,
we
but
don't want to be like Frank.
no, but it's really nice that they have the trolley that goes around to the little businesses, and then you could tell stories.
I think I'm all
We
for
need some
it.
fundage for this.
So talk to Mr. Murfreesboro or, Mayor McFarland if you're there.
Yes.
This would be something you could get behind. And I think everybody would benefit from it because everybody needs to know their hometown. It's a Norman Rockwell town. It's been here forever. and there's a lot of history here. Still to be, stuff that's untold. There's stories to be told. They've got to come out. So,
well, Bill,
anyway.
we appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
We'd love to talk to you more, so we hope that you come back. But we want to thank you so much. We could do this all day long with you and learn
Congratulations
about
again.
Thank you.
Enjoy your nightlight and
our coffee mugs.
And your stickers.
And your stickers. Well, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
I love having you here. I get to learn a little bit more. But next up, it's time for Purple Paws Pet of the Week. This week's pet comes to us from Angel Paws Dog Rescue. Meet Pebbles and Kane. Pebbles and Kane, which I affectionately refer to as Bam Bam, so we can have Pebbles and Bam Bam. They were adopted as puppies, but sadly they were returned years later. Thankfully, Angel Paws took them back in. They've been thriving in foster care this past year, but they need a home of their own. Kane is an 8-year-old deaf pit bull, and Pebbles is a 6-year-old boxer Great Dane mix. They can be adopted separately, but after a lifetime together, they really love each other and are a bonded pair. Both are fully vetted, crate and potty trained. They need to be the only pets unless they're adopted together, and due to their size and energy, they're really best suited for homes without young kids.
Yeah, and if you would like to give them a forever home, please reach out to Angel Paws Dog Rescue for Pebbles and Kane. You can find more of this information below on our comments and links. All right, we are back with our producer, Neal DiPentino. He's the producer of Good Morning Murfreesboro, so you get to see behind the scenes today, guys, and we're so happy you're here.
Well, man, thanks for having me.
Well, you're actually here every time.
Am I supposed to say that? Thanks for having me. I'm so used to hearing you guys, or guests come on and say that, so I don't want to break from routine. So, hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, Neal. Thanks for being on this side of the camera.
I know, it's freaky, man.
We're so glad to have you here. And, this is your brainchild and your idea. So do you want to talk to us a little bit about how it came to?
Well, it's not completely my idea. Actually, we started a show in Lebanon, Missouri, and then around the Lake of the Ozarks. And my really good friend, Brian Shear, he is really the brainchild, or the brains behind the whole thing. We had a business together called Tight Media Works. I still have that business, and he was our lead guy at that business. And he came to me one day with this idea to do a show like this, but it was really a chamber sponsor. So I think the original show was Lebanon Chamber Live. And so he kind of pitched it to me. I looked at the idea. He had done a couple of pilot shows, and I looked at him going, there's no way we're ever going to do that. It's just, no, it's not going to happen. And we kind of went back and forth on it for a while, and finally decided we weren't going to do it. And he asked, would it be okay if I continued to do it here in Lebanon? So he did, and then eventually changed the name to Good Morning Lebanon. And the show now has been on the air there for about 1.5 years, and it's been so successful. One of the neighboring towns there, which is Marshfield, Missouri, reached out to them and said, hey, we love what you're doing in Lebanon. We'd love you to do a show for us here. So as time went on, I kept watching the show out there and watching what he was doing, and it just kept getting better and better and better. And it's just like anything, you have to start someplace, right?
Yeah.
And as you progress, things either get better or they don't. And in this particular case, we're fortunate it did. And so here he reached out to me and said, you didn't do this in Murfreesboro. And I said, well, Lebanon's a town of like 19,000. There's like no resources out there for media at all. I said, we're in a bigger town, 160, 70,000, something like that. We've got a lot of media here. We've got a lot of, people on social doing a lot of stuff. I said, I don't know if it would really fly here, but let's give it a try. So I pondered over it, and this is really a long story, sorry. But I pondered over it for a really long time, and I just happened to be at a chamber event and ran into this young lady by the name of Rachel Albertson. And I kind of said, well, I'm gonna just run that concept by her and see what she thinks. And I ran it by her, and she says, I think it's a great idea. And I said, all I got to do is get a host. She said, I'll do it. And so, we'd known each other for a really super long time and been friends for a really long time. And I thought, well, this could be good. So I think we ended up having 2 more meetings. And then I said, we need to have somebody else on the show as well. And that's when you brought Lance on. We sat down with Lance, and Lance said, yes, we're going to do it. So I said, great, we're going to start in February or somewhere around that time frame. And Rachel looked at me and she said, no, we're starting today. I'm like, what do you mean you're starting today? We don't have equipment, we don't have this, we don't have that. She said, we need to start, this is back in December, we need to start immediately, because if you don't do it, and this is a lesson for everybody, if you don't do it, you'll never do it. So we started in December, and our first shows were, a little. It's
Gotta
like
crawl before you can walk.
Yeah. Our guests were wonderful. The concept was wonderful. We had problems with equipment. We had the first one we did was like.
It was growing pains.
Oh man, I
for
think
sure.
After that first one, I think we all thought we were going to no, I don't know about this, but. Since then we've grown. We've got more equipment. We've got sponsors. Obviously, we'd love to have more sponsors.
Yeah.
People are actually reaching out to us, wanting to be on the show, and wanting to sponsor the show too. So it's been just a great thing.
Let's talk about reach a little bit. I mean, this show is reaching a lot of people. So let's talk about like how we are reaching and what kind of audience we have right now.
Well, absolutely. The show is live on, or it goes out on Facebook every Friday morning at 9:00. But you can actually watch the replays, and you can also watch the show on YouTube and then on our website, goodmorningmurfreesboro.com. What's interesting is that initially, the concept really was that we have a lot of wonderful things to do here, and we have a lot of wonderful businesses, a lot of independently owned businesses, mom and pops and stuff like that. And they all provide a wonderful service to the community, but people on the weekends, they'll say, well, let's go to Nashville. Let's go to the lake. Let's head down to Chattanooga or to wherever. And frankly, I was thinking, well, why are you going anywhere? We got all kinds of stuff to do here. And by doing business here and enjoying events here, you're supporting the community. And you support the community, I mean, as a taxpayer, that's got to be a really good thing, right?
Absolutely.
So that's really the whole concept. I happened to meet a guy, I've known him for a while. I was in Knoxville, and he lives in Manchester, and we started talking and everything. And he said, there was a time where people from Manchester did their shopping in Nashville. They passed by Murfreesboro and everything. He said, but now, unless we're going to a Preds game or a Titans game or something like that, we shop in Murfreesboro. That's where we go eat. That's where we buy our clothes. That's where we, get stuff for our kids. Murfreesboro is our shopping mecca. So as a result of the conversation, we started spreading out a little bit more. So now the viewership is not only just people in the Murfreesboro area, we're hitting people in Manchester, Shelbyville, all around the area, around the region and everything. Yeah. People who will hear what's going on here and listen to the guests that are on our show, listen to the events you guys are talking about, jump in the car and come here and take advantage of what we have here. And that's great for our community as well.
We are the closest big town to all the small towns around us, and I say that in quotation because I feel like we're still a town. We're a city now. I mean, we're a full-blown city, but all these smaller areas like Woodbury and Smithville and McMinnville and everything, this is where they come. Manchester, they come here to do their shopping and to have their weekends and visit. That's their entertainment.
And what an absolutely wonderful thing. I can remember I moved here from Denver 24 years ago, and if I wanted to get parts for my computer, if I wanted to get this or that, I had to go to Nashville or Franklin, and then we started getting businesses coming in here. And I got to tell you, our city government, the Chamber of Commerce, everybody has done a phenomenal job in building business in this area here, and I couldn't be happier. I got to tell you, this is a shout out for our chamber. We have the absolute best Chamber of Commerce in the entire country, without a doubt. Yeah. And I've met with a lot of people over the years and the different businesses that I've done, and nobody has ever been more welcoming and informative and just really willing to help you as the people here in Murfreesboro.
I would agree with that.
We love us and Kelly.
Yeah. And
it's then a whole team, but.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But another thing I got to call out too, because we've had Bill was on a little bit early, Mr. Murfreesboro. Gotta love Mr. Murfreesboro. He's like, I just love that guy. He used to be really good friends with my brother-in-law in high school. And I started hearing, I'm hearing stories from Bill, but I'm also hearing stories from my brother-in-law too, which I can't share here today, but great guy. But he was talking about, all the wonderful things here in the history of downtown. And I have to honestly say, I have been to a lot of main streets and a lot of downtowns and small towns, big towns across America. This is the most beautiful downtown of any place I've ever been. I am so happy to see businesses like some of the restaurants like Hemispheres here coming into the community and reviving this area. Because I mean, when I was a kid, like Bill talked about, we did shop downtown. Yeah. We didn't have malls.
I grew up in a small town.
Not that we don't love our lawyers and our CPAs, but having that community down here, and some of them, retiring and moving out, it does allow for these retail and food establishments and bars and things like that are unique to move into that and give a little bit of, I would say, color and flavor to the downtown atmosphere.
100%. And that really just helps the community as well. I mean, overall, I've done a lot of business in tourism, travel and tourism over the last several years. And the one thing that every town is looking for is an angle that, something that is unique to that community that's going to bring somebody into the community. And I got to say, we've got, the Avenue, which is a great place. We've got the Fountains, which is awesome. A lot of stuff going on there. But there is nothing like downtown Murfreesboro.
Yeah. I agree. It's funny, you were talking about how this got started, and I remember when we met in probably 2010, 2011, and I was just starting out at my own business, and it was a directory based on local small business. We are all here, local small businesses, and we really love to see them thrive and help them. And then when we had our meeting, I don't even think you had gotten to the point where you said, I need a host. I just said, whatever it is, I'm in. I'm in, Neal.
Yeah.
I'm in. Like, #1 fan. Count me in.
I think what it was is you said I'm in, and like I just heard like, wah, 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 from that point on, I don't think I remembered anything else you said. I just know that you said I'm in. Yeah. And that was what I was looking for, and thankfully it was from you, because whenever you start something, it's great when you have like your family and your close friends, and you are close friends, so don't take this the wrong way. But
no.
when people say, "Oh, that's a really great idea," then you jump into it, and next thing you know, you lost your butt.
Right.
And that happens to a lot of people. But I was looking for some, I guess, reassurance that it was really something to do, and you gave it to me, and I really appreciate it.
I love Murfreesboro. I know I didn't grow up here, but the square is fantastic. We've had some of the businesses on the square on the show. I've gone to the Speakeasy probably 3 or 4 times now. I really love it down there. So it's community, it's Murfreesboro. It means a lot to me, and being able to share what goes on and what makes Murfreesboro shine through the show just really. It's like a dream come true, kind of. Like, absolutely. I love it.
And you guys are becoming like superstars here in the area.
Someone recognized me the other day at a B&I meeting. Oh, Good Morning Murfreesboro.
Well, what's coming up for us, Neal? What do we have in the future for our show?
Oh, man. Well, that's a question you shouldn't have ever asked. Right? Every time we have our pre-show meeting, I'm like, okay, I'm going to change this.
Yeah, that's true.
And Lance kind of sinks down in the chair like, oh, not again. But we found a formula that really works, and really, I think moving forward, we want to try to refine that and make that as better, as good as we can, better every time that we do this show. But I think things like having Mr. Murfreesboro on, we want to have more of that type of stuff. The one thing I think that we don't want to have is we don't want to have a show that is so regimented and so one question after like an interrogation type thing. We want to have fun with it. And you guys have fun. We're doing the dad jokes, which is something kind of new.
Yeah.
Our traffic, which is really funny. So I got a joke for you.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's not really a joke. It's really kind of sad if you stop and think about it. How do you know that a person is not from Murfreesboro?
I don't know.
They use the turn signal in their car. I love Murfreesboro. The driving is a little bit different, but and I think all the people who.
Neal, you're going to start a war in the comments, man.
Comment all you want. I love it, but I'm telling you, I think the people who are from here are going like, what are they talking about? Like, we drive just fine. It's everybody who's coming in. And that's true. I mean, you've got people coming in from LA, New York, Chicago, Denver, myself, and everything. We all have different driving styles. Then you got Shelbyville in the country, and you got people who are living here. And it's like, so when you put all those people together and everything, you have a traffic situation.
Well, and you got a few things, and I learned this because I went to college in Nashville, and I lived in Murfreesboro, and I was in both places while they were doing tremendous amount of growth. And a lot of times what happens is you show back up, and that road that you're used to going down ain't there anymore.
Not there anymore.
Or it has a new name.
It's gone, or it has a new name, or there's a building sitting in the middle of where it used to be. And that happened to me several times in Nashville. That's happened in Murfreesboro. I know people that haven't been here for a decade, and they come back and they're like, where am I? What is this place? What do I do? And I think that's kind of what happens with the traffic is sometimes you come back after being gone from a long time. You don't even know where you're at.
Yeah, that's true. And I think this town is growing, or the city is growing by leaps and bounds, and I've heard numbers before. I'm not sure if they're still accurate or not. But I mean, I think that we anticipate growth, but the quick growth that we had, I'm not so sure that we really anticipated that.
No.
So
Yeah.
a lot of our systems just are kind of a little behind. They're trying to catch up and everything. And they will. They will.
Yeah, my biggest lesson of moving here was slow down. Just because it turns green doesn't mean you have to slam on the gas pedal. When you go in a store, it's okay to say hello, be friendly. Like that was a big thing.
Yeah.
It's a, I hate to say a slower pace of life because we're moving, we're doing stuff, making changes, but it's just a little bit more friendly.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about this morning. I was coming in. I can remember when we first moved here 24 years ago. If you went to Kroger on a Sunday to get groceries,
It's like
you'd be
3
there
hours.
for an hour. Okay, and it's not because of the crowd of people that were there. It was because you ran into somebody you knew, and the conversations were like, hey Lance, how you doing? Hey Rachel, how you doing? It's like, man, you talked about your family, everything that you, and it was like, this is so different for me because. Now when I go back to Denver on vacation, I'm walking someplace, I say hi,
Yeah.
and people look at me like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know?
I get that.
But you pick it up, and that's one of the wonderful things about this community is that people are friendly, and I think we got to be one of the friendliest places in the country.
Oh, I would agree with that.
I'm going to say we are, whether we are or not.
I would agree.
All right, cool.
Well, we are going to let you get on the other side of the camera again, but I just wanted from the bottom of my heart say thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for creating this show where we can really showcase what makes Murfreesboro shine.
Absolutely. And so, see, this, folks, is what I deal with every single day. Rachel is not only the host, she thinks she's the director.
Sometimes.
She's telling me to get out of here and get behind the camera.
I'm following the timeline.
All right, sounds
Following
great.
The timeline.
Fantastic. Hey, thanks, guys. This has been fun.
Yeah, thank you. No, we appreciate everything that you do for us.
All right, you bet.
Awesome.
All right, that's it for this week, and it was a great show.
It's so much fun. I love having Bill on the show. It's always like, you just never know. Sometimes he gets on a tangent or something that's super exciting.
Bill's our wild card.
Yes. We let him freestyle.
And then we had Neal, who is fantastic. We literally could not do this without Neal.
Yes.
But, we have more guests next week coming on.
More
Great
events.
guests. More events,
Yes, for
and
sure.
more fun. Always more fun.
We do have a good time up here.
Probably more jokes.
We'll see. You let us know. Jokes.
I know, that's our Neal hand signals,
Yeah.
Neal's over here like a baseball coach. Still the base. All right, we got to thank our sponsors. We got Superior Overhead Doors,
Titan Media Works,
Info Social Media,
615 Insurance,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center.
and of course, Hemispheres Wine Bar, which
Heck
hosts
yeah.
us every week.
Oh, absolutely. I love this place. Come get you some wine, guys. You get a tasting over here. They have all different things.
The
I think they're
wine.
about to switch them too, aren't they? Soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Time for
All
the
right.
next hemisphere.
Well, guys, don't forget, you got to go back and watch replays of shows that we've had in the past. There's all types of things you can learn about Murfreesboro, so don't miss that. Go back and watch the first Mr. Murfreesboro episode.
Yes, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a real good one. It has a lot of views too, so
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
people really like that one.
Make sure you like and comment and share. And then if you're watching on YouTube, click that subscribe button. Also, comment on there as well.
Yeah, and we have to thank our staff. They're an amazing team that goes behind this and makes this happen. So
We
Neal,
look fabulous, but we don't do it on our own.
we don't do it on our own, that's for sure.
And I know we keep saying Hemispheres. I love it here. You can see me here sometimes when we're not shooting, sitting at the bar, hanging out,
Yeah, absolutely.
having a snack.
Well, we love it here, and we are looking forward to next week being right here. And from all of us here at Good Morning Murfreesboro, we wish you a great weekend.
See you next week.